Today is Saturday. I hope everyone's day is off to an amazing start. Thanks so very much for stopping in today, guys, on this cold Saturday. Today is actually Saturday, March 18th. Saturday, March 18th. It is freezing outside today, but it is a beautiful day. So the weather's conflicted. I'm happy it's not raining. Yesterday it was just cloudy and gloomy all day, so I'll take the sunshine with the cold. I think it's like 46 degrees right now in Atlanta. But anywho's, thanks for stopping in today, guys. All right, so a few videos ago we talked about my favorite spring fragrances for vacation. All right, so today I wanted to stop in and talk about my favorite fragrances for Easter. And when I think about spring, I can't think about spring without thinking about Easter. For me, Easter and spring go hand in hand. All right, so like I said, today's what, March 18th, Saturday, March 18th. Easter is Sunday, April 9th. So that puts us at about what, 3 weeks or so out from Easter. So I felt this would be the perfect time to talk about my favorite Easter fragrances. So I'm wearing my Easter pink. I have on my Easter purple lipstick. And guys, I even have a few Easter eggs dotted around my filming space today. Drop down, leave a comment. Take a guess as to how many Easter eggs you feel I have here in this space. A little hint, it's not more than 10. All right, so yes, Easter fragrances. Well, when I think of Easter, I think about being a little girl wearing my Easter dress, which then as I got older progressed into an Easter suit. And it was a couture Easter dress and a couture Easter suit, whatever my mom felt like doing that particular year. And it was just a really big deal. She had my dresses and my suits made from this lady in town. She did everybody's Easter outfits. So I think about that when I think about Easter. I think about being in church all day. I went to a black church when I was younger, and not sure about you guys, but next to Christmas, Easter service was the absolute longest service. It's still that way. No complaints, but it is what it is. Easter service, Christmas service is long. And so you're in the church a long time, and then we would go outside and we would look for our Easter eggs. We get to open up our Easter baskets. We come back in, I think, a little bit later, and then we'd say our Easter speeches, which mine, after a while, turned into an Easter dissertation. I went from having a couple of lines to having like pages of an Easter speech that I would have to learn within a couple of months. But somehow I did it, and I did a great job. And I think it was almost like a competition between the parents and the church to see whose kid, once they reached a certain age, had the longest Easter speech. And I was up there at the top. I had a long speech, but I like to talk, so I was able to pull through it. But yeah, the food was always good. That's just how long we were at church. Like, we had to eat. We were there so long. But I also remember the ladies in the church, everybody was dressed to the nines. Everybody looked good, and everybody smelled good. So we're going to talk about today those fragrances that I feel are absolutely appropriate for Easter service. You know, again, if you're attending a black church, you're there all day, so you want to have some fragrances that are going to have some staying power. However, with that, you don't want fragrances that are going to be overwhelming and offending those sitting around you. My church, it was a black church. It was not any of these mega churches that we have right now, so we were cramped onto the pews, and the pews were stacked in. There was not like a lot of space in between. You know how if you sit in coach on an airplane, it's tight. My church was tight, and so you didn't really want to have perfumes or fragrances that were going to be bothersome to those sitting around. We're sitting in church for a long time. But anyway, I'm gonna share with you my fragrances that I feel are not terribly offensive, and they're going to have some staying power. And because I'm all about, you know, things mixing, highs and lows, things on a budget, they are not going to break the bank. So let's go ahead and get into fragrance number one. Avon's Far Away, guys. It is sweet. If you saw my last fragrance video, you will recall that I love some sweet fragrances. All right, she is sweet. She is coconutty. There's violet. There's vanilla. All right, so not quite as sweet as some of my fragrances that I shared in the last fragrance video, but I'd say she's a little bit more well-rounded. All right, she's a little bit more mature than those fragrances. But Avon's Far Away takes me back to a time where, as a kid, I'm sitting on the church pews and I'm possibly getting pinched every now and then for not paying attention in church. And so when my attention is able to focus in again back on the people in the church, the pastor up front, I'm able to take notice of the women in and around my immediate area, and I am really impressed. Their hair is beautiful, makeup done, you know, back then it was what? Fashion fair. They just looked amazing and they smelled amazing. So I would like to think that this is a fragrance those ladies wore. It really is really reminiscent of, you know, those Easter Sundays far away, far and long ago. I love fragrances that really speak to me, right? It's great to grab the trendy fragrances, but it's also great too when you can grab a fragrance, start wearing a fragrance that really reminds you of some great times in your past. And so for me, those Easter Sundays were just amazing times. I love that Avon's Far Away, I want to say it's one of Avon's oldest fragrances, if not their oldest fragrance. So there has to be some type of following out there. There's something about this fragrance that we are all enjoying. Those of us who do enjoy this fragrance, I will say that Avon's Far Away is kind of like Chanel No. 5, where there are those of you out there who may feel that it is a little bit too mature. And so just like Chanel No. 5, you know, some people may not get it. They may think it's too mature, too old. But if you do get it, you get it. I love the ylang ylang in here. I love the vanilla. You know, I mentioned earlier that we ate at church because we were there for so long. And so the vanilla in here is very prominent. And the dessert that without fail we had at every dinner at church was pound cake. And it was always the vanilla pound cakes, just a plain vanilla pound cakes. And for that reason, I absolutely love just plain vanilla pound cake. Eric said it's like eating just a loaf of bread. He doesn't understand why I love just plain vanilla pound cake so much. But it's because, you know, it's steeped in me. This is what I did for so many years at church. So it really stuck with me, and I just really grew to love, you know, vanilla pound cake. And so this reminds me of that. Drop down, leave a comment. If you ate at church, how were your plates arranged? For me, at my church, the ladies in the church, that you just went from station to station to station and they piled the stuff on your plate, and the last thing they put on there was like a sheet of wax paper, and your pound cake went on top of that. But sometimes the juice from the collard greens or the gravy from the rice would seep into your pound cake, but I felt it made it all the better, right? It just made it that more yummy. And so for that reason, Avon's Far Away will always have a place in my collection. I just love it. I just love it. Like I said, a lot of people feel it's too old, but if you get it, you get it. Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh. Get into this bottle, right? If this doesn't say spring, I don't know what does. So Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh. It's clean. It is clean. This is the fragrance that you apply, that you put on as you are getting out of the shower and getting dressed to go to Easter service. It's clean, it's light, it's fresh. This is the, I don't want any problems. I don't want any problems from the ladies sitting around me at church, right? This is the, I'm just here to smell good, but I don't want to do too much fragrance. We said we want fragrances that are going to give us that staying power, but they're not going to harass the people around us. The ladies sitting around us during Easter service are not trying to get a headache or have their nose sinuses disrupted from your fragrance. So I feel Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh is that fragrance. There's jasmine in this fragrance. There's the pear. There are violets. This fragrance, guys, reminds me, if you've ever been to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, or possibly any botanical gardens, I'm sure they all smell amazing. But specifically here at the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, there's an area where you walk in, and there are roses, there are violets, all kinds of flowering plants. And so this really reminds me of that. Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh makes you want to go out and look for Easter eggs. This is the I'm about to go and look for Easter eggs fragrance. This is that fragrance. It's not going to bother you. It's not going to harass those around you, and it's going to give you the staying power. I love the notes of jasmine here. Again, just really giving you botanical gardens. Just very floral, very, very light. If you wear this particular scent on Easter Sunday, I don't think you're going to get any complaints from the ladies around you. And here again, this fragrance, just like with Avon's Far Away, is not going to break the bank. Just really affordable, but you're absolutely going to get the bang for your buck with this fragrance. Guys, I want to apologize if the lighting is going in and out. Like I said, it's really cold here in Atlanta today, but it is really bright, and I am sitting in front of a window, so the lighting may be going out. I want to say too, my allergies are on 10. They are really allergying. The pollen has been crazy. It rained last night. We really needed the rain because our deck, I mean, it's just March. I said today is March 18th and our deck is already green and just thick with pollen. So I have been going through it. My eyes are red. My nose goes in and out of stuffiness. So I'm going through it. Drop down, leave a comment. Let me know if you are suffering with allergies. My allergies have never, this season has been tough already, and it's March. My allergies have never been this bad. I love spring, but spring is kicking my butt. All right, next up, Gucci Bamboo. Gucci Bamboo, non-offensive fragrance. I dare any of you to drop down, leave a comment, and say you find Gucci Bamboo to be strong and offensive. I don't believe it. Fight me. There's no way. There's no way you can say that about Gucci Bamboo. I'm sorry. There's some things you can say about this fragrance, but offensive and just loud is not one of them. And I feel that makes it just perfect for Easter and just large gatherings. Gucci Bamboo, just like Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh, does not want any problems. You get your pear, again you get your vanilla, you get your jasmine, there's the sandalwood undertones in there, which then here again make it just, it's just rich and creamy. Sandalwoods just encompass everything rich and creamy. And for me, I feel that sometimes sandalwoods can straddle the line of male and female. And so I feel that Gucci Bamboo could also be unisex. I really do. I really do. So this is going to be a fragrance perfect for Easter. The ladies around you, they're going to love it. They're going to ask you what that is you're wearing. I think that jasmine mixed with the pear, they mix really well, and they make people want to inquire. The jasmine and the pear, they really have people asking questions. The ladies are going to love it. You may even have some of the fellas in church asking you, what is that fragrance? What is that fragrance? I think I might want to pick it up. It's not too masculine, and I don't think it's too feminine. So again, it's just going to be a perfect fragrance. If you have had Gucci Bamboo in your collection and you know you've used it up and you have not decided to purchase it again, I would be curious as to why you have not. What was the reason you said, okay, been there, done that, not trying to go there anymore? I do understand that we are living in the age of luxury fragrances and everything has to be $1 zillion for it to have any credibility, but I also feel that we should have, as ladies, fragrances in our collection that aren't super strong. They're long lasting, but may not last as long as, let's say, some of our $300, $400, $500 fragrances. What I'll say to that too is, what I do to make sure my fragrances have a little bit more staying power, I make sure I apply the fragrances to those points on my body that are really going to help to really emit and throw the fragrance, right? So on my wrists, you know, behind my ears, you know, the back of my knees, make sure you are applying the fragrances there, and that will help to, you know, lengthen that staying power. But for Sunday service, we don't want to do too much. So I think Gucci Bamboo is absolutely perfect. So another really pretty, dainty bottle. Up next is Twilly d'Hermes. Twilly d'Hermes, much like Gucci Bamboo, is not a complex fragrance. You're not going to find a lot of people who find that this, much like Gucci Bamboo, is an offensive fragrance, right? I have mentioned before, oh, this just smells so amazing. It just smells so amazing. I've mentioned before that I love gourmand fragrances. I love the spiciness of gourmand fragrances. Well, Twilly d'Hermes, there are some hints of ginger there. However, the ginger gives it a little punch of spiciness without being overdone. You just have just a little bit of kick there, but it's not overly done, thereby making it really nice to sit next to someone in church or in large gatherings. You're not going to have the ladies over in the corner of the church talking about, what is Miss So-and-so wearing? She is really loud today. You're not going to get that if you wear Twilly's d'Hermes. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Again, it's a really mild, non-offensive fragrance. It's fruity. It's sweet. The jasmine there. It's citrusy. It's sweet. It's floral without being too florals. What I have found is that when the fragrances lend too heavy towards the floral side of things, they really do give me a headache. So Twilly d'Hermes gives me floral without being too much, and it has just the right amount of sweetness. And so, speaking of sweetness, drop down, leave a comment, let me know who among you is a fan of the peeps that are always in the Easter baskets. Even 100 years ago, when I received Easter baskets, peeps were in the baskets. I like marshmallows, but for me, it was the sugar, the crunchy sugar on the outside of the peeps that were the no-no. The crunchy sugar with the soft chewiness of the marshmallow, I couldn't do it. The best part of the peeps for me were the eyes, because the eyes were like chocolate. You know, even the little dot, it was a chocolate dot for the eyes. That's the only part I liked. But the crunchiness, and then I felt that the bold pinks and the yellow food coloring, I could taste it. There was so much on there. But drop down, leave a comment, let me know, are you a fan of peeps? All right, I can't believe people are still eating those things. I don't like them. Rose Riche. Rose Riche, guys. The rose notes in this fragrance just shine through. They're so apparent, but it's not, here again, it's not overdone. Rose Riche is a gourmand fragrance. I love the gourmand fragrances, just like I said. They're spicy. There's spice in this one, of course, but it's not overdone, which again just make it so perfect for wearing to church on Easter Sunday. And speaking of gourmand fragrances, I have to give a huge shout out to Sharon Y. Sharon Y. 2 videos ago, Sharon heard my cry. She heard my plea for pumpkin efficacy. It's a Le Monde gourmand fragrance. I was out down to the bottom of the bottle. I had looked high, high, I had looked low, but I couldn't get my hands on it. And she suggested that I go over to Macari, and lo and behold, it was there. I ordered it. It is actually out for delivery today, this Saturday morning. So hopefully I'll have it here soon. Sharon, thank you so very much for your suggestion. I ordered it and it's on the way. I do have a few shout outs here that I want to do before the video is over. Just a few. Because when we get through this fragrance and I do the shout outs, I gotta go blow my nose, because you guys know with the pollen and your sinuses, 1 minute you'll be fine and the next minute you feel like you're about to float away because your head is so full. So this will be the last fragrance for today. But again, Rose Riche, again, it's just all things roses. Again, the little spice, because of the gourmand fragrance that it is, it reminds me of being at the botanical gardens, right? Being out running through the grass looking for Easter eggs. This is perfect for Easter Sunday, just perfect for Easter Sunday. And here again, I just love that the price for all of the fragrances that I share with you today, they're really budget friendly. Now, I will admit some of them were a little bit more than others. This one I purchased at TJ Maxx for the same price. I purchased my Pumpkin Epicy, $14.99 is what I paid for this at TJ Maxx. Now, let me just say, the Pumpkin Epicy that I purchased from Macari was, with tax and shipping and everything, was like $37, I believe. Yeah, it was like $37. So I took a little bit of a hit, but it's okay. It is so well worth it. So again, Rose Riche, guys, it's just an amazing fragrance. Not complex in that what I get at the top is just really that fragrance of rose. That area in the rose garden, over in the botanical gardens, roses just have a distinct smell. You cannot dispute. You can't dispute that fragrance. And so here it's very prominent but not overdone, very floral, and I love the little kick of spice to help balance out you know, that floralness in the fragrance. So those are the fragrances, guys, that I feel are perfect for wearing to church on Easter Sunday. You guys will have to let me know which of these you already have, all right? And if you already have a fragrance picked out to wear on Easter Sunday. But before we tip out of here and I go below my nose, let's give a couple of two really quick shout outs, guys. Just real quick, because I didn't do any in the last video, and I just want to let you guys know that I'm very thankful and very appreciative of all the love that you guys show here on the channel and in the store. So up first, Holly H. Holly H, this is her third order from Pasco. Is this Wyoming or Washington? I don't know. But she ordered a jar of the DeLuna Exclusive Body Butter. And she also picked up a jar of the hair serum. All right, Holly, I hope you have your order. And by now, this order shipped out not too long ago, so if you don't have it, it is on the way. It will be in your possession here shortly. Jeanette P, this is Jeanette's first order. Thank you, Jeanette, and hello. She is from Olney, Olney, Maryland. Olney, Maryland. I've never heard of that. But Jeanette picked up a jar of the Bourjoisie body butter. Bourjoisie is my favorite body butter. It is the dupe for Santal 33. There's something about that fragrance that I just absolutely love. So Bourjoisie is the dupe for Santal 33. Thank you so much, Jeanette. And that is Jeanette's first order. Up next, Joanne I. Hi, Joanne. This is Joanne's fourth order, and she is from none other than the Atlanta, Georgia. And she picked up two of the Bourjoisie body butters. So Joanne, you being local, your order, if you don't have it, it's probably out for delivery today. Okay, so thank you so much, Joanne. Vern J, this is her fourth order as well. She is from also here in the surrounding, I guess, Georgia area. Ludowici, Georgia. Ludowici, Georgia. Thank you, Vern. Vern, is it Vern or Vernie? It's V-E-R-N-E, but thank you so much. She picked up 2 of the Delina exclusive body butters. Thank you so much. Wanda R, this is Wanda's first order. She's from Washington, D.C. She picked up the hair growth serum and the Gently Fluid Gold body butter. The hair growth serum I am currently using on my hair. You guys, someone asked, or a couple of you asked a few videos ago, if I was going to get my locks put back in. I absolutely am. You guys know that I shaved one side of my head, and because of the hair growth serum, I had a little afro over here, so I needed to do something to kind of cover that up. It was not cute. It was kind of unsightly, to say the least. So back to my unit. This unit will be listed below, guys. Believe it or not, this is actually an Amazon unit. Do not sleep on Amazon. Do not sleep on Amazon. Okay, I love Amazon. The link is below. But like I said, they are taking forever now to ship stuff. But anywho's, I digress. Jessica R, this is Jessica's 4th order. Hi, Jessica. Jessica is from Bolingbrook, Illinois, and she got 1 Bourgeoisie, 1 Gently Fluid Gold, and 1 turmeric, excuse me, 1 turmeric line face and mask scrub. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Jessica. All right, 2 more guys and we're out. Tasha G. Tasha G, this is her first order. She's from Collierville, Tennessee. Collierville, Tennessee. Speaking of Tennessee, one of the ladies from SWV is from Tennessee. I believe it's Taj. She's actually my favorite member. But she's from Tennessee. You guys will have to drop down, leave a comment. Let me know if you are watching the special on Bravo where Escape, who are from Atlanta, they have a show with the ladies of SWV, and there's all kind of foolishness going on. If you're watching it, and I know you've heard of the 2 groups, which is your favorite group? I'm partial to SWV. When I was in college, SWV had all the hits. They had all the hits. But anywho, Tasha G, I'm sorry. She picked up a Bourgeoisie and a Gently Fluid Gold body butter. So thank you so much, Tasha. Your first order, really appreciate it. And finally for today, guys, Cassandra J. This is Cassandra's 5th order. She's from Lancaster, South Carolina. And she picked up the turmeric lime face mask and scrub. So thank you so much, Cassandra. 5th order, Lancaster, South Carolina. Turmeric lime mask and face scrub. All right. As you guys can see, now I've started coughing. So want to thank you guys so very much for stopping in. Thank you so much for always showing love. I hope you are warm here on this Saturday. You guys may see this video on Sunday, but whenever you're watching it, just know I really appreciate you guys stopping in. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.